Hi, Ruchita. How are you doing?
Good, ma'am. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Welcome back to Learn to Visualize series, where, as promised, we are going to today work with the dashboard action filters of parameters. Now, what our aim is today, I'll just show you what we want to do, and then we'll build it gradually. So I created this dashboard, which I showed last time. And what we are doing over here, we have kept three type of charts where we have the countries based on the sales. If I click on this icon, if I click on this icon, I get year-wise, month-wise sales report. If I click on this icon, I get a bar chart where subcategory-wise sales is given. So even though we could have done without icons, but if I put icons, it becomes a little more interesting for the end user also, makes it more interactive for the end user. So let's get started. I'm opening a fresh workbook. And the data that I'm using again is Superstore Sales data that we used last time as well. So we are going to use the sheet called orders. So I'm dropping it over here. My data has come. Now we have three maps that we had in our dashboard. So the three maps have to be created in three sheets. Like, you know, in Tableau, what happens? We can only create one chart in one particular sheet. So I'll have to create three sheets with the three visualizations what I wanted. So first, let's put as subcategory. So I would want the subcategory. I would want the sales value. Once I've got it, I can go on the right side to show me. And over here, I can select the bar charts. Now, when you give a bar chart like this, which is all jumbled up, doesn't look nice, not easy to analyze. So what should we do?
Sorting.
We should sort it. So I'm going to click the sort button on the sales and sorted this data set. So one is ready. Let's go to the other one where I want to make year-wise sales.
So we need order date and sales.
Wonderful. I need the order date. And in order date, it's only giving me year. But since I want year and month, I'll click on the drop down, go to where the month is and get my year and month. And again, I'm picking up sales value. So I've again got the second visualization where I've got month-wise, year-wise sales. Yeah. The third one is the country sales. So I want to pick this time the country. As soon as we click on country, since it's a geographical location, Tableau by itself, if you're connected to internet, tries to plot it on a map. Right now it's showing us dots to tell us which countries have been plotted. But as soon as we drop a measure of sales, you will see the sizes of the dots are changing. And why is it changing? Depends on the value of the sales. So bigger the circle, more the sales, lesser the circle, smaller the circle, smaller the scale sales. Now, if I have only one measure, like I have in this case, I only have sales value. I typically like to have a filled map. I prefer the filled map. So my three maps are ready. Now, we said we are going to work with parameters today. So first thing what we need to do is create a parameter. So how do you create parameters in Tableau? In the sheet itself, any one of the sheet, you click on this drop down and you will go to create parameter. Over here, we can name it, and I'm going to name it as a chart type because what I'm trying to do is give a user a preference to pick one of the chart using this drop down. The data type is going to be a string data type because the values inside this parameter is going to be subcategory or year or country, or it could be a bar chart, line chart, or a map chart. And then I want to put over here, I'm going to make it a list. And this place, we are going to make it as let's make it as a bar chart since I've got icons for that with me. I'm going to make it as a line chart and I'm going to make it as a map. So these are the three options we are giving to the end user.
Ma'am, why list and why not range?
List is typically used with the string value, like we have text values, and ranges are used when you have integers, so that you can create something like you have a maximum value, you have a minimum value, and you have a certain step size by which you want to increment it. I can go from 1, 2, 3, 4, or I could have gone from 10, 20, 30, 40, all the way to 100. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my list. I want to make it a bar chart, a line chart, and a map. And we click OK. So our parameter is ready. Now, once the parameter is ready, we would want it to show also over here. So I'm just going to right click on it and click on show parameter. Once you have got the show parameter, right now it's showing the bar, line, and the map. If I click on line, nothing is going to happen because it is not connected to the view that I have.
Okay.
Okay, there's no view to it. Now, once we have created this chart type, I would want to connect the parameter to my visualization. So most of the time when we try to connect the parameter to the visualization, we do it by the medium of calculated field. So I'm also going to create a calculated field by going again on this drop down calculated field, and I'm going to name it as selected chart type. And over here, what I want to do is call my parameter. So either I can start typing chart type and my parameter will be visible, or you can also drag and drop it in the window over here so that you don't have to type in. So the chart type has come. We click OK. Now, next, what we want to do, ideally on our dashboard, we have 3 charts. We have a chart of a map, we have a bar, we have a line, but at a time, I want the user to be able to see only one chart. So we will have to come and use filtering over here. How we will use filter? We are going to pick the selected chart type and put it in filters. Now, since over here in my parameter, I have only the bar coming up, that's why the only choice I'm getting in this filter is bar. So I'll select it and then I'll do it. Okay. But over here, let's go back. This is on a map. So first I'm going to change this into a map, then pull my selected chart type into the filter. And when I do it, it is going to give me an option of map. I'll select it and okay. So right now this filter is showing me map. If I go to the yearly sales, parameter is going to stay for all the sheets. So all I have to do is show parameters in all the sheets. And this time instead of map, I'll pick line and I'll do the same activity of selected chart type. I'll pull it over here and select the line. And you see, as in when I'm doing it on the other sheets, if I go back to my country sales, this is going to go blank.
Okay.
Why it is going blank? Because now my parameter.
Yeah, because line is selected instead of.
Right. So all these parameters, it's not that it is independent of the sheets. They are going to be all together working on all the sheets. And same thing, if I go to my subcategory, show the parameter, select the bar, and pick selected chart type, drop in the filters, select the bar over here. Now what we will see, yearly sales go blank, country sales go blank, and only my subcategory is visible to me.
So they are connected to each other.
They are connected to each other. Now, if you look at the output, so this is one part of it where I have the charts, and the second part of it is where I have these icons. So the second step of this work is going to be try to create a sheet with these icons, and these icons are custom icons. So we are going to create this sheet. I'm going to call it a main sheet, or I can call it an icon sheet. Right? Now I want 3 icons to be there in one row. So in order to, but I don't want any value to be dropped, because as soon as you drop any value, it kind of brings the, it might not be that I have a dimension which has 3 items in it, number 1. Number 2, I don't want to drop measures because it does a aggregation on top of it. So simply in the columns, I'm going to go and put this small formula of average 0. Again, put one more, average 0.0. Now why I'm doing 0.00? Because I want to make distinction. If you don't make a distinction, it will try to aggregate it and give you one single value.
So right? We can only use average, ma'am?
You can use any of the functions. You could have used average or sum, but just make sure the value that you're inputting is different, like 0, 0.0, and then I have 0.00. And the only reason we are doing this because we want 3 distinct values to be there. Once we have got this thing, now you will see that instead of having only 1 marks card, I've got 3 independent marks card.
Yeah.
And I am going to change in each and every marks card, or you can change in one single marks card. Let's say, okay, I don't want the bar charts. I want the shapes to be there. Okay. Now, once I put shape, by default, it has put these circles. That's what the typical default shape that Tableau puts. I want to change the shape also, but now I have to change the shape individually on each, because this one I would want a bar chart to show up. On this, I want a line chart. On this, I want a map icon to be there. And I don't want these averages and I don't want the zeros. So I'm just going to right click, remove the headers. Then I'm going to go to the first chart. All right. So we go to shapes, we go to more shapes. And in that, we are going to now go to our custom. So once you click on the custom, you will see all the icons that you had put in that repository. And you can see over here. So what we are going to do, the first one, we are going to make it as a bar chart. Okay. Then we go to the second marks card, go to the shape, go to more shape, go again back to custom, select this, and I'm going to make it a line chart. All right. And the third one, we're going to go to the shape, more shapes, going to custom, and I'm going to select this as a world map and okay. So I've got these shapes. Now, next step is going to get rid of the rows and the columns, the borders that are there. Yeah. So we will go to the format, go directly to the borders from here. And where you have the row dividers, make it none. Where you have the column dividers, make it none. And the icons are very small. They are not visible properly. And grand totals also, let's make it none. Okay, the icons are very small, so we can go to the marks card and increase the size of the icon. Yeah. Okay, so that they are better visibility. This can be an entire view, so I can get properly the icons. Okay, now once this is ready, before we can apply our action filters require certain fields to work on, right? Okay. And right now in this particular chart, there is no field which I have dropped. There is no dimension which I have dropped. So it will not be able to work on it, right? Okay. So what we are going to do, quickly, we are going to make 3 calculated field. One, we are going to call it a bar. And all I need a value inside is, I'm going to drop a text of bar. This is what we have put in our parameters also, right? Okay. I'm going to make one for the line. Drop the word line over here. Okay. Going to make one for the map. And similarly, put a text of map. Okay. Now, these are the dimensions that have been created, have to be dropped in the view for them to work. So how will you drop it in the view? We will go to the first shape. This was bar. So pick this dimension, drop it in shapes. So this becomes bar. Again, it has changed. So let's just quickly assign it once again. Okay, move to the next one. This one is going to be a line. I didn't assign it properly. Filled, line, this one, okay. And the last one, I'm going to drop the map. And let's go back to the shapes. And assign. Okay. Now we are ready to make our dashboard. So let's go.
Calculated fields are made so that actions
can happen, yes. Because you want an action to work on in a certain dimension. And since there was no dimension by which it could work, we had to create. Yes. So let's go to our dashboard. I'm going to increase the size of the dashboard so that we can fit in the maps and the icons. This is ready. Now we are going to use our horizontal object over here. And before I do that, I'm going to make it floating so that I'm able to adjust the panes easily myself.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put as horizontal, or even if you put it as a tile, I think tile would also be okay. Let's put tile and let's put another one, 2, and let's put another one, 3. Okay. So in the first one, I'm going to drop my subcategory. Second one, I'm going to drop my yearly sales. Third one, I'm going to drop my country sales. So all 3 are over here now. Okay. Yes. Now it is not visible. All of the 3 are not visible just because we have selected bars in our chart type, right? If I change this to a line, the line would start to show up. It's just the area is not enough. That's why. And if I click on map, the map will start to show up. Now, I don't want them to appear over here like this. And I don't want this drop down also to be there for the parameter. So what we're going to do is we are going to get rid of the titles of each, because we don't want 3 distinct things to show up as blanks. That is confusing for the end user. So I'm going to get rid of the titles. Go over here. Get rid of the titles. Go over here. Get rid of the titles. Okay. So it did not overlap. Let's see. Let's just make it floating so that I can overlap it easily. And I'm going to select the second one, make it floating. Should have gone with the floating in the first place. And again, now you see it is able to overlap with each other. Okay, yeah. This is ready. We want to put another object on the top. Let's go make it a little bit down. Let's shift this also a little bit down. Shift this one a little bit down so that we have enough space on the top. Floating, and now I should be able to do it. All right, once this is done, so we have made some space on the top for our icons to fit in. Now I want this icon sheet. So let's drop our icon sheet on the top and adjust it. Push it up. And with this, you know, all my, these things are coming up. We had the legends and everything, so we can get rid of the legends. We don't need them. I'm going to delete it one by one. I don't need this icon sheet to be there, but I can name it in a much better way, that select the icon to change the chart type. Once this is done, and we can make it bold and all those things, you can do formatting. We click it OK. And now again, if I click over here, nothing is happening. Why nothing is happening? Because no actions have been put on top of it. So to put the actions, we'll go to the dashboard, we'll go to actions. And this time we are going to apply the change parameter action. We have to apply 3 actions because there are 3 symbols. So 3 actions. Let's put the first one, let's say bar action. And if you remember last time, what we said, that there is a source sheet and there's a target. So the source sheet is where you will be applying your actions and that should affect something else. So which sheet should be my source sheet?
Icon sheet.
Icon sheet, because that's where I will be working. I want select, and the parameter that I want to affect is chart type. And when the source sheet, since it's a bar action, I want the field of bar to be there.
Okay.
With the same process, we are going to create for line chart. I'm going to unselect all except for the source. Parameters still remain the same, which is chart type, and the field I want is a line. Okay. Another one, the last one, go to parameters. I'm going to make it as a map action. and get rid of these guys. Parameter is going to be chart type and the field is going to be map, and click OK. Okay, let's see if it works. So this is chart. If I click here, I got the line. If I click here, I got the bar chart. All right. So what we have done, we created a more interactive dashboard where as and when the person or the user is clicking on the icons, we are able to change the chart for him. So that's how we used the action parameters today. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the session and you will try to implement in your work.
Sure.
And next time we have the set parameters, which we will work in the next session. All right.
One question.
Yes.
The icons, from where can we download them? Like, will we just Google it?
So we can download the icons from this website called Flaticons. And all you have to do is create a login in Flaticons. And once you have done that, like I have this icon over here that I have logged in. So once you've logged in, you can go and pick the icons from here. The only thing is whenever you're using in your, like over here, I use the bar chart, right? So bar chart, you type in, you'll get options for the bar chart. You can pick and choose, you can download it. When you're using in your visualization, just make sure at the bottom we write something around that we picked it from the Flaticon icon. The icons have been picked from Flaticon to give them the credit of it. And you can easily download it. You can download it as a PNG, free download. And once it's downloaded, you have to put it in your repository. Okay.
Yeah.
So any other questions?
No, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, Ruchita. I hope you enjoyed the session. I'll meet you next time for the 4th session where we'll talk about the set parameters.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.